welcome guys. We've got a new game that we're playing today, and I have already completed this game once on the previous setting, but they've just released a DLC which basically gives you more freedom over your weapons and some other things as well. So we're going to dive into it and find out what the new DLC is all about. So if you've never heard of this game or seen it before, it's like a zombie survival. Technically it's a Lovecraftian survival, but not really much difference there. So you're just trying to survive till the end of the game with enough resources to be able to defeat the end boss, basically. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump in. I'm just going to play on normal because I'm not really experienced enough in this game to play it on hard. On hard there's no autosave, and I rely on the autosave quite a bit. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I will pause on it for a second so you can pause if you want to read it yourself. Okay, so we're going to start off with a scientist. Scientists can heal you. We're going to start off with more bullets. And we're going to start off with combat equipment. So I'm just going to skip the tutorial. I've done it enough times. Action points, basically at the top of the screen, these are your action points. You spend these on everything that you want to do, whether it's saving game, spends action points, which is quite sad. It also consumes food as well. So yeah, it's quite challenging. Saving game is on this, which is why I rely on the autosave. So yeah, saving game, trying to recruit people, healing, scavenging, visiting areas, all consume these action points basically. If you hover over each of these, it'll show you what you would expect to find in these places. So the first thing that I want to do is try and recruit an engineer. So I've got one scientist, one engineer and one soldier. That way you can complete a lot of the in-battle tasks. If you don't have a scientist and an engineer, you won't complete the tasks. And the tasks give you things like permanent action points, and they also give you resource points and things like that as well. So the first thing we want to do is recruit an engineer, and to do that we need food to be able to look for somebody, and food again to be able to recruit somebody. So they're usually about 30 food, I think. So we're going to need 40 minimum, and that's if we're lucky enough to find one on the first roll. So we're going to need between 40 and 60 probably. So that is our first plan, to find between 40 and 60 food. Okay, whilst approaching the building entrance, you notice a first aid kit next to a body. So if you've got a medic with you, you can use it to patch up your team, or you can search it for medical supplies, which is what we're going to do. And we found some antibiotics, but it hasn't added them to the side. That's very odd. Okay, that's very odd. Right then, so usually you start off in an area where the zombies can't get to you. So you're safe at the beginning to just have a little look around, see if you can find and plan what you want to do. So we've got some materials in the room on the right. We've got some food down here, which is what we want. There's some materials over there. Oh, we've also got an interaction thing here, so we're going to make sure to do that before we leave. So the materials I don't think are that important. I don't usually use the materials that often. So the food is what we're coming here for, and anything that you can interact with is things that you're going to want to do. So I'm just going to get the soldier to cover while the scientist does the gathering. Unfortunately, the pathing in this game isn't fantastic, so you will find that quite often your men are going to run in very strange places if you're trying to tell multiple people to run at the same time. Okay, so we just replenished an action point from doing this. We could stick around and get the materials if we wanted, but we're going to end up using ammo, and I don't see the point in trading ammo for materials because I don't usually end up using all the materials, so I don't think it's a very good trade. Okay, while entering the building, one of your men steps on a mine and realizing freezes to the spot. Test trigger its detonation. Okay, the English isn't fantastic in this. The grammar's not great. It was probably left by another military squad for the flesh eaters, but now you have to deal with it. So we have to move the rest of the squad to a safe distance, order the man to jump from the mine, or order your men to attempt to disarm the mine. So I'm going to attempt to disarm it. So they got hurt a little bit because we didn't have an engineer. If you had an engineer, you'd have been able to disarm it without taking any damage at all. Okay, so we got some food in here. Loot random, that's always good. Okay, so the food and the loot random is what we want. So I'm going to loot this random resource to see what it is, but I'm going to leave the materials again. So we're getting rockets, which isn't fantastic. Okay, I think we're just going to see if we can get out of here. Oops. As I said, the pathfinding's not fantastic on this, so you will end up running your men in the wrong place quite often. But there's not much you can do about that, I'm afraid. Okay, upon entering the building, your squad encounters the grotesque smell of rotten flesh, which makes them uncomfortable and affects their morale. So we're going to get a minus, or it says morale's decreased by 1, but I think in the visual description of it in the main menu, it actually goes up instead of down. So when it says decreased, it goes up 1, which is a bit odd, but that's just the way that they do it. Okay, let's have a quick look. We've got loot defense in there. We've got some medicine, materials. We've got a console there, food. It looks like this map, they're actually coming in at us straight away. So we don't have enough time to dilly-dally around here, unfortunately. So I'm going to want this console and the food, and then I might just make a quick exit. Got some more food up there, although I do want that defense as well. Might stick around. I can't do that console because I haven't got an engineer. That's a shame. So this is why we need an engineer with us, so we can do things like this console. So I might stick around a bit longer than usual, because I want this food really. There's a loot random up there as well. So you usually find if there's a room with a window in it, they start coming in at you as soon as you enter the room through that window. Oops, didn't quite manage to pick up the last bit. Okay, so now is where you have to decide whether you want to stick around to get the rest of the stuff, because the longer you stay in an area, the more enemies come. So as you can see, we've got 3 coming in here, which I don't really want to be spending that much ammo just to get a little bit more food and stuff at the beginning of the game. So we've got plenty of food now. So when you leave the area, you'll either have a critical mission, which is a story mission, or you'll be able to choose whether you want to avoid the story mission, delay it. So I think the early story missions are easy enough to not have to worry about saving, but later on they get incredibly difficult, so you're going to want to save. Now, you can decrease the cost of saving, which I recommend doing towards the end of the game, but it's not quite so important at the start. But for now, we want to see. That's a shame. Yeah, we need an engineer. We don't really want a soldier. So, yeah, we can just leave him be and move on. So we can have either rifle bullets, which is just pistol bullets, or shotgun shells. So I like the shotgun. So I think, yeah, there's an interact up here. I don't think there's anything else. Now, I'm pretty sure that this gives you an extra permanent AP. So you really want to get all of the interacts that you can. That's a lot of zombies. Now, we have got a little barricade here, so we should be able to get away with just using the pistol. Now, the vision's not very good here, so I'm just going to switch over to the shotgun. Okay, we've got everything we need, so we're just going to make a hasty retreat to the exit now. Right, take some time to explore before heading to the Trojan. Now, you would imagine that this would give you something, but I've never noticed it giving you anything. But it does decrease your AP by 1. So, I'm just going to do the move as quickly as possible to the Trojan. Okay, now here is where... it's not this one, it's the next one, where the new DLC comes into effect. So yeah, basically, down here you've got your turns that is left until the end of the game. You've got your network and your vaccine. Basically, you don't have to do these, network and vaccine. But if you don't do them, when you complete the game, you get a different end result. You only actually win the game if you manage to get both of these up to 100. But you can still complete the game. It's just the end story is different if you don't get 100 on both of these. Right then. So we still need to get an engineer. That is our main priority. So before I do any of these, I'm going to be doing searching for an engineer first. He's a soldier. He's an engineer. Brilliant. So 40 food he costs. It's quite expensive. But at least we've got an engineer now. So now we won't miss out on any of the collectibles. Okay. Marketplaces are usually really good. So I think I might go to the marketplace. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. While heading for the building entrance, you notice a number of raiders abusing civilians in a nearby street. Ignore them, it's not your problem, or order your men to take a small detour. Now I don't know what the small detour does when you're... Well, I've just run out of AP basically. So, because I've just spent the last 2 on this, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think if you had more spare, then doing things like small detours will reduce your AP. So I think we're safe to do this. And it increases our morale. Now if we'd ignored them, we would have lost morale, which is why you want to... But it has increased the aggro. Right, I see. Okay. Maybe if you've got no AP left, it gives you aggro instead then. I don't actually know if that's the case, but would make sense. Okay, so we've got food, and I can't see anything other than food. Ah, there we go. We've got some medicine there. So, medicine is good, obviously, but it's not as useful as bullets, so if you would have to delay the zombies, kill the zombies, then I wouldn't recommend bother getting the medicine. But I think we had enough time there to collect the medicine without using any extra ammo. Right then, moving on to a critical mission. I think this is easy. I don't think you use any ammo on this. All you have to do is just extract a component from here and then run away. So everything's been pretty simple up till now, but things are going to start getting a lot more difficult very soon. Right, here is where the DLC kicks in. So this is all new for me. Right then, Where's his pistol? Oh, he hasn't got a pistol. Equipment tab. Maybe he has got a pistol. I've not got a clue. I should have checked during that last battle if he was shooting or not. Sometimes he comes with a turret. So we've got a toolkit and a gun. A toolkit and a gun. Right, this isn't quite what I expected the DLC to be. I thought you'd be able to choose your loadout from what was available, so he sometimes comes with a turret, which is basically a pistol that you don't have to control. And I thought you'd be able to choose which you want to take into battle with you, which you obviously can't, so yeah, okay. Right, does that cost anything? Okay. I don't I don't seem to be able to. It's meant to increase your reload speed. Improve tools. You click install and it doesn't do anything. Maybe you need workshop to install it. I have not got a clue. Yeah, maybe you need a workshop to add all this type of stuff. I mean, these are all costing amounts over here. So maybe that was what the problem was. Maybe this is meant to cost a certain amount and it's just not. Oh, it's saying it costs 25 there. Back to map. 25. What? I think that's a glitch. Yeah, it's not meant to say that. Yeah, this does not make any sense to me then. I don't know why I can't install it, so maybe I'll find out later on if it does need workshop to install it. Okay, armor isolation. So I don't really want to do this because I have no idea what it does. And I don't want to just waste my armor components on an engineer. Let's have a look here. Has he got the same armor isolation? Yeah. Well, it's isolation, it's not adding armor. So I have no idea what isolation is. Maybe it's protection from fire and poison and that type of stuff. I suppose that would make sense. What's that? A booster. Make you hit harder with your hands. Or help you calm down. Right, okay. It costs 100 just to equip it. Is that what it's saying? Jesus Christ. I have no idea what it does. I don't want to do it because I want a pistol with him. Need workshop. Okay, so these are all pistol related things, so I like how it's damage. It's a med kit, so it should be healing. Should be increased healing, not increased damage. Right, fair enough. Let's see what the soldiers got. See, we have got some form of things that we can change here, and it doesn't cost anything to change them. See, what I wanted, because basically in the last game that I played, I had like 100 rockets at the end of the game, but I didn't have a rocket launcher. So I was just carrying 100 rockets around with me for no reason. So I was hoping that I could change the soldier's gun to a rocket launcher, which I can't. So I don't understand what the point of this DLC is. Maybe I'll find out later on. Maybe there's another way to unlock weapons. Once I've got the workshop unlocked, we'll find out. Right, let's see what we've got points wise. 3 and 2. So I prefer to go for looting speed first with everybody, just because that's the thing that you spend most of your time doing. Okay, I think that should be enough. Right then, I think we'll call it a day for this episode, guys. So, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Join again in the next one, and we'll actually get to some pretty difficult, serious missions. So, thank you, take care, I'll see you soon.